here is Jeff, the host of the Gridiron.
Fourth and goal to go with the 2. 34 seconds left to go in the ball game. This is the play right now. Takes the snap. Targeted goes in. Targeted all alone. And the quarterback keeps. Wow, what a call. Nobody touched him.
Then I seen this here. I mean, I don't know. Some people, who the heck was it? Brian Daboll? Was it he the one that said, like, trade Russell or just go? I think he said cut Russell Wilson. Don't even let him start this year. Just cut Russell Wilson. Put Jaxson Dart in there. So it'll be interesting to see. But I got a couple articles here that some of these guys kind of seem to think that, Jaxson Dart's time with the Giants, the start with the Giants might come sooner than possibly later. Well, we will have to wait and see. But, there's a good chance, he's going to get in there, right? So we got Ian Rapoport here. Stunning Jaxson Dart prediction for the Giants. You listen to everything Brian Daboll says, you get an understanding of how far along Jaxson Dart is and where you think he's going to go. It's clearly a matter of when, not if, Jaxson Dart gets on the field. The strategy behind the Giants quarterback signings in March remains sound. In signing Russell Wilson and Jameis and Winston, the Giants, well before the draft, ensured that their quarterback play would be better than it was in 2024. Yep. When Daniel Jones and the offense crumbled together. And now comes first-round quarterback selection, Jaxson Dart, and a long-term plan. Well, if he winds up, he can wind up being the guy of the future, absolutely. So with Jaxson and a long-term plan that might be accelerated sooner than many think. Is Dart a raw prospect to some, in line for a redshirt season? Maybe. The Giants surely don't want to risk stunting his growth by starting him early out of desperation. And again, they don't have to feel desperate with Wilson here. No. As the vet is almost certain to start the year with the first team. Indeed, he's got enough self-security that he's comfortable mentoring the kid who will eventually take his job. I always share, Wilson said, of working with the other quarterbacks. I'm a big believer in communication out loud. Here's what I'm thinking. You don't hold any information back from me. When you have tremendous confidence in yourself, you have no problem sharing with others. That's just what I've always believed. And what does Giants coach Brian Daboll believe? Well, listen to a recent report from our colleague Ian Rapoport of NFL Network, who makes a rather stunning prediction. You listen to everything Brian Daboll says, you get an understanding of how far along Jaxson Dart is and where you think he's going to go. He said, it's clearly a matter of when, not if. In truth, we argue that there are ifs because we've never seen Dart do anything, which is true. But Rap Sheet's point is strong and sound, and Wilson knows Dart could push him for playing time at some point. I just think about having success today, Wilson said. That's always been my approach. I'm trying to be the best in the world. I think that for me, mentally, you have confidence in yourself and you have confidence in what you do. Your process. I constantly stay the course and understand that if I'm the best me, I know how great that is. I always just stay within. I don't really think about outside. All right, so that's that. And then we got Adam Schefter. Hi, I'm Shefty. Adam Schefter reveals chance Jaxson Dart could start for New York Giants. Dart continues turning heads in the Big Apple, making a name for himself alongside savvy veteran signal callers. Former Ole Miss quarterback Jaxson Dart making a name for himself in the Big Apple after being selected by the Giants in the first round. Dart, who rewrote the record books during his time with the Rebels in Oxford, has quickly become a polarizing figure in New York with an opportunity to compete for playing time early. The coveted signal caller threw for over 4,200 yards, 29 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions during the 2024 season while leading Ole Miss to a 10-3 record, a win in the Gator Bowl, and a number 11 AP pole finish. Not too shabby. The Rebels also earned back-to-back 10-plus win seasons for the first time since 59 and 60. Now, we gotta slow the roll here a little bit. 1959 and 1960, they might have just played 10 games. All right? In 1959 and 60, they weren't playing 37 games like they are in college nowadays. You got like a 12, 13 game schedule, and then you got the championship, then you might have like playoff games where you wind up playing 39 games in your college team. You know what I mean? So, in 59 and 60, to get back-to-back 10-win seasons, that's freaking impressive. Don't get me wrong. They were 10-3 this past season, and for Ole Miss, that's really, really good. So I don't want to, throw any water on that at all. And I think it's very, very impressive. But compare a team from 59 and 60 when they might have just played 10 games compared to nowadays. Let's see. And they've had a winning percentage of 74.36 dating back to 2022, Dart's first season at Oxford. So basically, his first season, ever since he's been there, they won 3 out of every 4 games. Now he's transitioning well to life in the National Football League as he goes through his first offseason at the professional level. He's done excellent picking up information. It's really good to have Russ and Jameis. All the adjustments that take place with the calls, he's fit right in with those guys. He's smart. He's aggressive with football, which I like. Giants head coach Brian Daboll said Tuesday. The true test will be once we start with live hitting and preseason games, but he's progressed since he's been here to where he's made good improvement. Does this in there? Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is, I think it's not a ball there. But the Giants should cut Russell Wilson and start Jaxson Dart. You start your rookie and you go with the growing pains and you understand that you're not going to the playoffs right now, he said. That's what that Baldinger, I can't remember what the guy was. But could Dart earn a starting spot for the Giants heading into the 2025-2026 season? ESPN's Adam Schefter weighed in on the buzz surrounding the former Ole Miss star. The Giants would like to be as patient as they can with their rookie quarterback, Schefter said on ESPN's Get Up and Go with Russell Wilson. But let's keep in mind that once before Brian Daboll and the Giants general manager Joe Shane was in Buffalo, and the plan there was to be very patient with Josh Allen, and he was called on to start a lot sooner than anybody expected. Dart is behind savvy veteran caller Russell Wilson in New York, but it's no secret he's emerged as a player to keep tabs on. Now, we're not saying that Jaxson Dart is Josh Allen. No, we're not. We're just saying that he can have a plan to go with Russell Wilson, Schefter said, but plans sometimes change. Yep. That will depend on Russell Wilson, how well he plays, how much this team wins, and how patient this whole entire organization can be. Now, all eyes will be on this record-setting Rebel as he navigates his first offseason in New York with expectations rising from the rookie quarterback. Yeah, So, I mean, it's going to be very, very interesting. I said the same thing was, you do have to be a little, careful. Because when guys come in, right, you sign guys and all that stuff, and you build the team and the training camp and all that stuff. And these guys want to win. You know what I mean? And you see, you got to be a little careful when you pull the plug on a season, right? Like they did back in 2004. They played 9 games. They had 7 games left in the season in 2004. The Giants were 5-4. Actually, they were 5-2 at one point. They lost 2 tough games. So they were 5-4, and they still in the playoff hunt, but they figured they were not going to a Super Bowl. Even if they got to the playoffs, they weren't quite as good as maybe as the elite, and they weren't going to go to a Super Bowl. So they figured, you know what? Pull the plug on the season. Let's get him in for the final, Eli in for the final 7 games of the season. Those reps will be huge for him. starting when we come back the next season, right? So they pulled the plug on the season. I mean, you had veteran players there. You know, I mean, you had Michael Strahan's career coming down to an end, and halfway through the season, you know what, Michael, we're going to pull the plug on this season. We'll see you next year, brother. All right, we're not winning nothing this year. You know, Michael wanted to win a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? And they pulled the plug on it. You know, he only had 3 more seasons after that left. You know what I mean? So thankfully he got a Super Bowl. But so you got to be careful. You know, when and where you're going to pull the plug. I mean, you know, it's great to get Dart in there and get a lot of excitement going, all that. And those reps will be invaluable to him going forward. And he'll learn each game and all that. And hopefully his career will start taking off. And not this year, next year, will really start, hopefully, getting even better and better. We get him another weapon next season, right? Whether it's in free agency or in the draft, because we really could use another weapon. That'll help Dart out, right? Huge. That'd be huge. But, you got to be kind of careful, when you pull the plug on the season. So I mean, if the Giants are 3-7 after 10 games, and it's like, yeah, guys, all right, we got 7 games left to go. Yeah. If we go 4-3 out of the last 7, we'll be 7-10. We're still, so we're going to pull the plug on the season, So I mean, if it's something like that, I can see that. Right, a little way halfway through the season really seems like it's over 3-7, 3-8, or whatever like that. Yeah, I can see that, right? But I mean, if Russell Wilson's doing good, if we're 4-5, somewhere around there, floating around 500, I don't know. Going to be interesting to see. Very, very interesting to see.